Hey everyone, welcome back to Five Nights at Candy's. So, in the last video, I completed Night 6, somehow on my first try. It's because of that I unlocked the Custom Night and the Extras menu. Now, I remember here in the Extras menu, obviously there's the dev sketches, jump scares, and animatronics. Burgers and fries. The penguin looks much more different. That is not what Chester looks like now. And then there's the penguin, that's sketch, I guess, and this is rat. Yes. Like jump scares. Definitely not as scary as I thought it would be, because like, if you look on most of the Five Nights at Freddy's like fan games today, they're so much scarier than these jump scares. Like these jump scares, you kind of just like expect them as well. I don't know, whatever. So it's also Candy, Cindy, Chester, Penguin, Blank, Old Candy, and Rat. So I remember, I think it's only the remastered edition. But if you... Oh. So yeah, if you hold your cursor on his head... Yep, there you go. Okay. So he kind of just does that. But in the remastered edition, I think there's an extra thing that he does, or that happens if you do that. And now is the bad part, 720 mode. There is a cheat strategy. I'm gonna try to do it without using cheat strats, and if I can't do it, then I'll just resort to the cheat strat, but I'll try not doing. So, I'm gonna have to learn some of the sound cues. I think there are a few. I don't really know most of them. Whenever I played this game before, I went like basically purely visual. Let's see if I can figure out some sound cues. Okay, phone guy, you have anything to say? Okay, alrighty, here we go. Phone guy doesn't even want to talk to me. Also, I get a plushie here, I guess. So I think the strategy is to just look at these three cameras, as there's no real purpose in looking at the other ones. Go away. Are you kidding me? Already. It's not even one, man. I'm already dead. Old cat. So that's 720, I guess. This is gonna be really annoying. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. The phone guy doesn't even want to talk to me. He doesn't even want to talk to me on this. Okay, Chester's coming out, Cindy is out. Alright, let's see how long it takes for one. I'm really slow with the cameras. I don't know if the music indicates whether someone's at the door or not. I hear something. I heard it. Okay, so they have sound cues. Okay, so they do have sound cues. I think I heard something, I'm not sure. It's not even 3 and I'm almost using half my power. Okay. Getting better with the sound cues. Both here as well. Oh, okay, rat's here. And rat's inside! Okay, well I got to 3 a.m. I'm getting much better with the sound cues. I wasn't sure if they existed even. At least I know they actually exist, so I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Origami crane, I think. Okay, so I just found out. It seems like rat seems to like squeak a little bit. But old cat seems to just like have like a small like ambience noise. And I'm dead. Okay. Okay, so welcome to me a few days later after I beat the 720 challenge. So what you're seeing right now is the run that actually made me manage to somehow beat the night, even though for some reason this beginning part I'm really messing up, as you can see. I don't really know what happened, my brain stopped. During the main recording, I actually kind of stopped talking because I had to listen for audio cues, and also I had to focus for audio cues because I'm actually not very good at listening for things. So for this voiceover, I'm just gonna talk about my strategy that I used to beat the night, and just my thoughts while the night was going on. So if you didn't know, each night in Five Nights at Candy's is about 9.5 minutes, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. So that means I would have to be focusing on this game for 9.5 minutes, with no mistakes, because if I do, then I will lose power, or I would just, I'll get jump scared and murdered. So, that's not very good. So my strategy for the main part of the night was just keep my camera on blank, which is not something I did very well in the beginning for some reason. I don't know, I just did, especially now, I'm not doing very well in that. But the main goal of keeping your camera on blank is to save power and also just know what blank is doing at all times, because if he's about to, run down to the hallway and murder you, then that's not very good if you don't know about that. Another good thing is that I'm still not sure about it 100%, but I'm pretty sure Five Nights at Candy's does have camera stalling. But so if you don't know what that is, it's basically keeping a camera on an animatronic to prevent them from moving for a certain amount of time. So I'm not sure if Five Nights at Candy's has it, but I'm pretty sure it does. It might just be a coincidence, but at least in my experience, if I kept my camera on blank longer than usual, he seems to not move as much. So now it's 3 a.m. Normally you would want your power to be exactly in the middle, maybe a little more. But for me, I'm pretty sure I actually used a little bit too much power. So that means I had to start using the cameras a little less and had to trust my intuition a little more. But as I said earlier, my experience for listening to audio cues is not very good. So I still wasn't completely trusting of my own hearing. So I still use the cameras every once in a while to check if there's rat or old candy in my doorways. But for the most part, I had to start just listening for the audio cues. Besides that, it's pretty much the exact same. Normally you would want to keep your camera on blank as much as possible, really only using the camera for blank and blank only. But if you need to, you can check the cameras on the other two sides of the doors to see if anyone's there. But if you can trust yourself completely, you don't really need the cameras besides for Blink. I guess with a little bit more time of the night left, I guess I could talk about the tips and strategies that I kind of, learned whenever I was playing the night. So if you didn't know, or you didn't notice, whenever animatronics move in the game, they create a little bit of static in the cameras while they're moving. So you can actually use this to your advantage. So whenever you're switching cameras on the camera, there's static that's being created each time you switch. But if you switch to a camera that an animatronic is also moving at the exact same time, then you can actually tell if an animatronic is there or not. Say for example that Old Candy is coming down to my left door. If I knew that there was an animatronic there earlier, and then I look at that camera, but the static from switching cameras is still going on, and I see a lot more static than usual, you can tell that Old Candy is there. So you can tell that Old Candy is there without actually having to look at the camera and wait for the static to go away. So it's actually a really neat benefit to the static of switching cameras. So the static can also help you detect if an animatronic is going away from your door. So like if an animatronic is going to your door, the static stays a little longer. If an animatronic leaves your door, the static will also stay for a little longer. So say for example Old Candy was on my left door. If I close the door on it, then if I were to open up the cameras and see a bunch of static on the left door, then I would know Old Candy left, so you don't actually have to wait for night vision mode. Besides that, it's really just muscle memory and understanding the game mechanics. So just basically hearing for the audio cues of Old Candy and Rat, and also just knowing when to close doors and for how long. It's mainly just, I guess, like intuition, muscle memory, and also just skill level of like hearing, I guess. But for anyone that's played up until the custom night unlock, I genuinely believe that they can probably also beat the 720 challenge. The 720 challenge is just mainly, I guess, just listening and visuals. It's definitely not as hard as other fan games, especially their custom nights and challenges, but certainly this game can be difficult to beat. But even with its difficulty, I genuinely believe anyone that's played this game could probably also beat the 720 with enough patience, and maybe just a tad bit of luck and hearing. Okay, there we go. There we go, I did it. 720 mode, no cheese. Okay. Pink slip. Mary Schmidt. Notice of termination, employee number 7. Effective date right now. Tampering with animatronic equipment, potentially damaging the facility and / or animatronic equipment. Too much perfume. I'm really disappointed in you. And you got the origami thing over there. Too much perfume. Remind you of anything? No. 720 mode. I did it. 720 mode, I have completed it. See, is there anything else in the extra menu? That was, I think that was one of the first, that was probably the first, if not, it probably was the first, actually. The first time I've actually beaten the 720 mode, like, legitimately, with no cheese strats. But yeah, that is 720 mode on Five Nights at Candy's. If you enjoyed the series, I might do Five Nights at Candy's 2. I also kind of want to try out the remastered version. It's been a while since I played that as well. And I've actually never completed the third game, Five Nights at Candy's 3, so that might be a fun challenge. But chances are I'm probably not going to do it. But who knows? Anyway, I hope I'll see you all next time, and that was Five Nights at Candy's. Bye-bye!